They're all dead. Don't have to wait this time, 'cause I'm giving up on my sense of control.
Dominic Mysterio, Nia Jax, Nick Khan.
What? The doll. Reginald. Nia Jax. Nia Jax. Nia Jax!
Slam Pigs is back. It's been a minute, a little bit. Alright, it's been a long time, but we're back. It's goddamn good to be back. Future endeavors in the air. My god, so much has happened since we've done this. But I'm not teasing you guys this time. The real deal is here. Not like the WrestleMania post show, even though thank you to everyone that was on that and Tannen filling in. The man with the plan, not Brian Kendrick. Michael is back. Slam Pigs is back. True to form. What's going on? How you been? Where can everyone catch you?
Well, hello and welcome back, and it is nice to be with all you lovely little Slam Pigs. I am Mike the Slam Pig. You can check me out on Twitter at Mike the Slam Pig. Also on Facebook, you can check me out. Travis, where can they check out your 8 million things?
Not as much anymore. You can get your official Hibiki TMD merch eating smack.bigcartel.com. Check this shit out. You ready for this? This is a throwback. Like, you can check out Slam Pigs on Facebook, Slam Pigs Podcast, and that's it. Because done with Twitter, all that shit. I mean, I will say this: watching pro wrestling has been so much better without Twitter. Just to sit down and watch it and not see a bunch of dorks just complaining about every fucking segment.
Draw your own opinions.
Exactly. How it used to be. How it should be. Wrestling.
So you're not still doing those 8 million other shows?
Oh, yeah. The reset button.
Yeah. I was waiting for the spiel.
Lately on this channel, this is the first pro wrestling content since WrestleMania post show. So it's been all reset.
You know what you remind me of when you do that spiel? You remind me of a guy who bought 30 seconds of airtime on a radio
He's trying to get his shit in.
Just trying to get his fucking shit in.
It's like a jobber going out there with 2 minute squash. You got to get your shit in at least. Yeah.
Check me out. Like, literally, when they fast forward a commercial, that's you.
Well, I'm glad I don't have as much to plug because, Jesus Christ, do we have a lot to talk about.
Ugh.
We've got like 40 releases since we recorded.
We got questions?
We've got questions from you guys, bringing that back to fill in the void of the Twitter polls. The Twitter polls were fun while we did it. Maybe Michael will feel frisky and do them one day, but for now, we're putting those on the back burner, just going old school Slam Pigs, talking the modern haps and the graps, and, you know.
So for all you Hakushi fans out there, I do apologize.
Damn it!
Just the one. It was just Travis.
It was the one I was looking forward to the most.
Well, we can re-vote, okay? Maybe I'll put a poll up and we'll see, okay? But until then, no Hakushi on the show.
I feel like if I'm going to do that, I'll just do it by myself anyway, because your heart's not going to be in it like mine. It's Hakushi. It means more to me.
I liked him.
I liked him.
Right. Well, that was awkward.
I don't know where to start with first. I guess we'll go off the freshest news. That dropped actually like Thursday and Friday. The newest batch, I got the list here, 14 more talents released. Of course, the first one, the shock of Braun Strowman and Aleister Black, the 1-2 punch. I mean, those are obviously the biggest two in that. Ruby Riott sucks too. I thought Ruby Riott was never utilized to her ability. I think she's a tremendous talent. Real quick, before we get into these, real quick, what did you think about Braun and Aleister Black getting released?
I was definitely shocked by Braun. He was just the main event of the previous pay-per-view, like 2 weeks prior.
That was a good match, actually.
Yeah, the triple threat match with him and Drew and Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Ashley.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
She's gone too.
We'll get there.
But you don't know Bobby's name, you get the fucking axe. That's the way it goes. But yeah, Aleister Black too. Obviously, they just started a storyline with him.
Yeah.
All those vignettes,
yeah.
All that television time. I guess they don't give two shits about. They're just putting the nix on that. Mr. Khan said no. He's too expensive. Goodbye. I think that's when it boils down to it. That's why Braun was released, because he negotiated quite a good deal for himself when it was time to.
Yeah.
He was in the 7 figures a year contract range, not including royalties and all that stuff. So I think they saw that his potential had probably already been reached for now, and there wasn't a whole lot else they really had planned for him anyway, and they could really cut some costs by letting him go. Sad for him, though, because he's a guy I think genuinely liked being in WWE, and I feel like if anyone improved more than Braun Strowman since he's been there, there's not that many.
It's hard. Out of all the guys and gals released, he's the one I feel the least sorry for, just because if you remember last year, the comments he made when the pandemic first hit, just about how the indie guys should stop fucking crying and get a real job. When this guy was discovered, has never worked in indie in his life, and was built in the PC, he didn't really pay a due in that aspect. I think shitting on the indies was a terrible thing to do, especially at the pandemic. But it's not like that was anyone's fault that the pandemic hit. I thought it was a really dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
And if the bloom wasn't off the rose before that, when they fucked up his push against Brock, I think that really did it with fans. Fans were just like, fuck this guy. I don't care if he's a heel or a face. I just want him off my TV.
I mean, maybe, but like, I'm not one of those guys that gets on Twitter like that and sees every little thing that gets posted. And I think we've all done or said something that we regret in our life. And I'm a big believer in giving guys a second chance and not holding them to the worst thing they've ever said in their life. So
yeah.
I mean, I know, if that were the case, and I was a public figure, I'd have been gone a long time ago. But
I don't think Braun's got to worry about it either way now, because he's come out and made a statement. He's done with pro wrestling. He's totally done. He shaved his beard. Did you see that?
He said he was done, but he's also not turning down phone calls to do
right.
bookings.
He's also asking for ridiculous
Yes.
amounts of money for an indie booking, which he's not going to get. Let's be real. And plus, the thing with Braun Strowman, even if he did still want to be in the business, where does he really fit in? Because besides WWE, think about it, MLW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW, it's all based on work rate for the most part. It's a totally different era than what you and I grew up on.
He can work.
He can work, but
he's never had to work a non-WWE style, though. That could be the problem.
And plus, the Twitter. I got to go back to the Twitter comments, and I totally agree with what you said. You shouldn't be held against that, but fans aren't like that. You know what I mean? And especially now more than ever, fans are the most tribalistic, dorky.
What did you say 5 years ago?
Exactly. And I mean, let's cut the shit. Some of the things the guys and gals said 5 years ago were pretty brutal. I mean, for fuck's sake, Hulk Hogan, Lars Sullivan, who's no longer there. I couldn't see Braun fitting in anywhere. And unless you bring him as like this heel, fuck you guys, I'm a real worker. Like, you could have done that, but at the same time, he would have been so disliked backstage because of the Twitter comments.
If you see him anywhere, it's going to be back in WWE.
Right.
I wouldn't put it past them to try and re-sign him for a more affordable contract.
Yeah.
But to see him in AEW or in New Japan,
yeah, picture him in Ring of Honor.
He'd stick out like a sore thumb, to be honest. But
not in a good way.
And he's in the era now where people aren't really looking for that huge guy anymore. They want like you said, the work rate.
Everything is flipped from when you and I grew up.
Yeah.
How there was
Other than WWE. WWE still likes the big guys.
Right, but definitely not as much as they once did. The small, which
I think is another reason why he got released, because they have all these new big guys now. They have Omos. They have, what is it? Commander Aziz is what they're calling him.
Bless you.
Yeah. But so now Braun isn't that only big guy that they have left. Yeah. They have some new guys that they can pay a lot less to play that role. So, good luck in your future endeavors.
We'll see. I think the one that A, shocked everyone the most, besides Braun, and B, just frankly pissed me off, is how the way this guy was treated this past year was Aleister Black. How do you I'm sorry, I'm going to rant. How do you fuck this up? How do you fuck up a guy like Aleister Black?
Vince put the nix on that as soon as he didn't like it. You saw the push he started to get with Heyman in charge.
Yeah.
And then Vince took one look at it and said, I don't get it.
Here's my question to you. What is there not to like in an Aleister Black? A guy that's got everything. But I think the obvious thing, he's not exactly an Adonis physique-wise.
No.
Maybe that's it?
I think you could have rebooted him in different attire. You know what I mean? If you don't like the guy's physique, then put some pants on him. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to be in undies.
Look at Mankind, Kevin Owens. Fucking.
I mean, look at what lots of guys did.
Some guys I wish they did that with. Earthquake comes to mind with his big fupa.
His onesie.
Yeah, rest in peace.
But yeah, Aleister Black, he's not going to have trouble finding a job. Rumor mill has already come out, said WWE's trying to re-sign him for less money. Yeah. I don't know that he will do that. I think you could definitely see a guy like Aleister Black in New Japan, AEW,
definitely.
Ring of Honor, any of those with no problem.
Well, that's where he came from, essentially, in Progress, which is just British Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
you know.
So I think if anything, even though they used him incorrectly, he did nothing but build stock for himself his time in WWE. What little time he got, he showed, like, hey, I could be a top 10 worker in the world.
Yeah.
So I think you find the right spot for him in the right company, he's going to be just fine.
I agree. World champion.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be unfathomable to see him, in New Japan or AEW in the very near future.
I'll say one thing. I would sign Aleister Black way before I'd sign Andrade. And that's not to say Andrade is not a good in-ring performer. Andrade on the mic, and this may offend some people, sounds like he's deaf. It's not good. And Vicky Guerrero as his mouthpiece in AEW is not the answer for me. It should be either Conan or they should just sign Zelina Vega.
Yeah, Zelina Vega was perfect
for him. It was perfect. Perfect.
They did not give that enough of a chance either, because I really saw him as a guy who could have moved up to that main event picture as a heel, like an Alberto Del Rio did, and put him with the right guys. I mean, fucking Andrade could work with anybody.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get somebody over as a babyface, Andrade's the perfect guy to work with. Then he could play the cowardly heel, who gets by in the end. Heelish tactics. Whatever you got to do with Zelina Vega.
He can even work face, I'm sure, if he wanted to.
It's just hard for me to get behind a foreign face.
Ooh,
because of the because of the language barrier.
To really connect the dots and relate to it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, don't get it
Thank
twisted.
you for cleaning that up, man.
No,
Jesus Christ.
No, I've always had trouble with that.
Right. Is that really where you think Nakamura hit the ceiling?
Yeah, like I said, I predicted that with Nakamura. I thought the language barrier. Same thing with Asuka. I love Asuka. But she's
probably done the best as far as resume wise, as far as making that work. Just with her silly dances.
I'm never gonna be connected with Asuka because of the language barrier.
Yeah.
And it's a sad but real truth in today's wrestling, especially in America. If you can't speak the language, how am I supposed to get involved or invested in what you're doing?
I think for me, that's why the greatest Asian performer in the history of pro wrestling, who I relate with the most, is Pat Tanaka. He speaks totally normal, like a very fluent, and I'm just kidding. I mean, I love Pat Tanaka, but the Great Muta is my guy.
Okay. You're a Fuji guy?
Fuji?
You like
Terrible
Mr.
worker.
Fuji?
Terrible worker.
He could talk, sort of.
My Yokozuna!
I never understood that. You're making Mr. Fuji your mouthpiece. That's where wrestling was at that time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I never understood why it was his Yokozuna.
Yeah, well,
just
that.
his.
It seems kind of possessive.
My demolition.
Yeah, everything was his.
Yeah.
It was kind of selfish.
It's back to Aleister Black real quick. I think the thing that pisses me off the most with it, it's not like he was like an Ahmed or one of those guys we've seen over the years. He was injury prone. They just literally had nothing for this guy, and they just sat him at home to collect cobwebs. And he went on his Twitch stream and stuff, is saying, yeah, they had this new music for me written. He just came back, for fuck's sake. All those Dark Father vignettes they were doing, I was getting into it. It's better than doing nothing with him, I guess.
Well, I finally got to hear him talk a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I didn't get the gimmick yet, but you weren't supposed to.
Right before they put him on a hiatus, he was just in this doomed, like the eye patch and the ridiculous bullshit with what, Mysterio or Owens or some shit.
It was with Kevin Owens.
Who wants to boo Aleister Black, for one? It's like when they did that with Balor initially. And I mean, with Balor it worked, but I think Balor is such a special goddamn talent. More than an Aleister Black, I'll say it. Finn made that work. But it sucks. Obviously, it's going to work out for Black. The other one that's not really worth mentioning anymore because it all kind of worked. Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Re-signed with NXT, came back next week. Obviously, that was them releasing him to re-sign him for less money.
For a backstage role.
And don't get it twisted. And I'm sure it's very confusing to people that are like, WWE is more profitable than ever in the history of that company. Mm-hmm. How can they be worried about all these budget cuts and blah, blah, blah? They should just be holding... Everybody gets a job like Oprah. You get a car, you get a car. Because they're trying to sell the company. They're trying to make their value look that sweet. Look how much money we've saved, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly why this is happening. I'm predicting NBC Universal. I think that's where it goes, obviously, because of Peacocks and NBC.
Yeah, but then who runs it?
I don't think anything changes as far as the internal, as far as create. I think everything remains the same. I just think they're under a corporate umbrella, officially, is what it is. It's a rights issue thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be so weird, though.
It's not like they're going to sell NBC and Brandon Tartikoff Jr. is going to start booking the show. It's going to be the same guys, I'm sure. Saved by the Bell reference.
For fuck's sake, they had people writing back there on Raw that didn't even know the champion's name, so...
Yeah. You want to get there after the 205 Live murder?
Tony Nese.
Kenise Mobley, that was her name. She's barely, goddamn, she hasn't even been there with a month.
She's actually a stand-up comic.
Stand-up comic.
A writer of...
Brought in to be a writer for Raw. I mean, Christ, she was there, what, 2 weeks? Did she even officially write anything?
I have no idea. I hope not.
What went down with Miss Mobley, Michael?
Well, evidently she did an interview, and in that interview, she was talking about her new role and her new job with WWE, and was going through some of the details when she started talking about the WWE champion. His name was, I'm not sure, I think his name, and I quote, I think his name's Bobby Ashley or Bobby Lashley. He's basically this big black guy.
Yes.
Who beats up everybody with his stable. I think they're called the Hurt Business.
Who haven't been together in months.
Yeah. And it was just to the point where then you saw she was one of the released people. I wonder why she got released, Travis.
What had happened, this actually aired like 2 weeks ago, and nobody fucking even knew about it. I guess like one fan saw it, and that, you know, just like it's like a rumor spreads, and before you knew it, it was all over social media and everything. People just running this woman over there. Let's cut the shit. It's technically not her fault because WWE said it was. I'm not talking about her firing. I'm talking about her hiring. It wasn't her fault. You don't have to have knowledge. We'll hire you. And the amount of money they signed her for, I don't blame her.
They obviously give zero shits about your wrestling knowledge on whether or not you can write for their company.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. used to write for that company.
He was also a lifelong fan, though. That was a little different.
But I'm just saying, if you take it into context here, Vince gives zero shits about your wrestling knowledge.
Yeah.
He just wants you to write what he wants you to write. He wants you to give him ideas.
Vince cares about sponsors.
He's like, can you give me ideas?
I've seen interviews with like former writers in the past where it used to be having knowledge of pro wrestling actually worked against you. How fucked up is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because Vince is so embarrassed of the word wrestling. He hates, you know what I mean?
It's entertainment.
We make movies. Yeah. All that
Sports
shit.
Entertainment, pal.
I think the comment that did her in, she talked about going out on a date, and I've listened to this clip like 3 times. She talked about going on a date, and her date asked her, don't you worry about this like diminishing your integrity working for WWE? And she didn't come out and say no. She was just like, well, you know, they paid me a lot of money, so I took it. She didn't deny it. So I think it just embarrassed the company.
Why does this diminish anyone's credibility?
I'm not sure though if it's either A, she didn't get permission to go on a podcast, because that's a big no-no with WWE. You can't even have your own goddamn Twitch stream if you work for WWE. Or it was the comments. I'm leaning towards she didn't ask for permission more so than... I know the company was embarrassed, but the thing is, if the fans wouldn't have said anything, WWE would have never fucking known this even happened. So... It
wasn't like she was a household name that everybody was talking about because of her status as a stand-up comic. Or as a comedy writer.
Here's my thing on it. And, you know, I hate to see anyone lose their job. That's never funny or whatever. But my 2 cents... Good! This has been the biggest fucking problem in this company since the goddamn fumes of the Attitude Era, is we have people writing that don't know shit about wrestling. WWF was always at its best when it was that inner circle. It was Pritchard, Patterson, Cornette, and Vince writing the shows by Vince's pool, pushing each other in like a bunch of rascals, hootenannies.
Bunch of fucking college kids playing grab ass.
I'd say good. Get these fucking cocksuckers out of pro wrestling. The dialogue these guys fucking say to each, it doesn't sound like fucking, it sounds like robots. Nobody talks like this. The only guy that even comes close to sounding like someone would in real life lately is Matt Riddle, because that's how a douchebag teenager talks. You know? Good. Get out of the business. Go into a business you know who at least So, let's say she gets signed on to write for a sitcom. I would hope she at least knows who the biggest star on that sitcom is. You don't even know the champion's fucking name, and you couldn't even be bothered to learn it. The new play-by-play guy on fucking Raw, former UFC guy, right?
Yeah.
MMA announcer. He's come out and said he hasn't watched wrestling since he was a kid. And they fucking signed him, but he's at least done his homework. I think he's done way better than Adnan Virk or whoever the fuck that was. That was awful. Jesus Christ.
my God.
Well, he last 6 weeks. At least they noticed that. Good. Get out of the business. I think this should happen more, quite frankly. I think when there's a...
What was wrong with Tom Phillips?
Maybe he was burnt out. Maybe he don't want to do it anymore. Who knows?
Okay.
That never actually came out. Why? Maybe it was more just selling the company shit. Cut the fat. Let's sign a former UFC guy for more money, though, I guess. That makes sense. Whatever.
Basically, Miss Mobley, on behalf of Travis, I'd like to wish you well in your future endeavors. I hope you find a good gig and something a little more fitting.
Look, I'm realistic enough to know, especially since the Saudi deal and the Peacock deal, I can sit here and bitch all I want. It's not going to change anything. For every Kenise Mobley, there's 20 more comedy writers that don't know shit about wrestling right there, right now. At the end of the day, you could have the best writers that wrote for The Wire, Breaking Bad. They could be back there. At the end of the day, it's up to one person in that company. What makes television? And that's the second biggest problem in this fucking company. How does a 7-year-old white man relate to and act like The Hurt Business, The New Day, Matt fucking Riddle? How does he relate to these young guys?
Well,
I don't get it.
It's open knowledge that Vince doesn't watch any television. He just watches...
Lives in the bubble. Yeah.
So, I mean, for him, I think he needs these people to kind of wake him up to what's in style right now, what they believe is what people want to watch. So, I mean, that's why he had people like Vince Russo at a time. You think Vince ever watched Jerry Springer?
No.
But that's who Vince Russo loved.
That's how him and Farrar actually wrote Raw. They'd sit down with that in the background.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer. Yep.
So, I mean, you use, today's current world in your product. Now, I'm not saying I want my wrestlers all whining because they're not getting fucking what they wanted.
Yeah.
But I think when you look back at this era, that's kind of how you'll see the world.
We're in an era where I don't want, like, the Attitude Era because it was like reality, right? Like you said. Yeah. I don't want that now because then we'd have wrestlers cutting promos about vaccines and fucking, Jesus Christ.
It would never get by in this sensitive world we live in now anyway. So
never.
But
I can't think of one segment from a 98 Raw that would work in this day and age without somebody going, I'm offended.
Yeah.
No.
So, but, I mean, Vince, if you're looking for another writer, I mean, I can say I'm a stand-up comic if you want, and I can write some comedy shit for you if you like.
Just don't pack up and move like Bischoff and get fired 2 weeks later.
I can tell you anything you need to know about wrestlers, too. I know all their names. Okay? So, if those are the qualifications needed, count me in, pal. I'll relocate up to Connecticut. We'll have a good old time. Good to go.
Well, that's Kenise Mobley. That's the first half of the summer cleaning. Let's get to the one that actually just dropped yesterday. We're not going to go in depth on all these guys because, quite frankly, I don't know some of these guys, and some of them aren't worth knowing. To be fair,
you don't know about Kurt Stallion?
Not as much as Arya Davari. Yesterday, Friday now, WWE cannibalized pretty much the entire 205 Live roster. 4 guys are left. I've heard of one of them, and he's an agent now. It's Brian Kendrick.
Yep.
The other 3, I have no fucking clue who they are. Let's go down the list here. If we see a name that pops out, we'll stop and take 2 seconds. Start right at the top. Speak the devil. Arya Davari.
Wish you well in your future endeavors.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Arya Davari would probably work best for me if he's in a tag with his cousin. Or brother, sorry.
Yeah.
Davari. The Davari. This one stung a little bit.
Yeah, former
Tony Nese.
Cruiserweight champ, Tony Nese.
Hell of a fucking talent.
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, the guy was Cruiserweight champion for quite a while.
Lex Luger gimmick.
Yeah, he was kind of the powerhouse of the 205 Live, was the narcissist gimmick. I like Tony Nese. I think he'll be fine. You'll probably see him in AEW, New Japan.
Yeah.
I think he'll find a gig somewhere, maybe Ring of Honor.
I'd love for a lot of these guys to actually... I'd love to see Ring of Honor get rejuvenated. What it used to be. You and I used to love Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor used to be amazing.
Well, you had so much talent there. You had AJ Styles, CM Punk, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Danielson.
Yeah.
McGinnis.
Kevin Owens.
Everyone.
I mean,
the entire roster now was Ring of Honor,
pretty much. So, I think all in all, a lot of these people will be fine. Who else we got, Travis? The Singh brothers.
I'll go to another one. I don't know if you even saw these guys work once. Tag team NXT Everrise. See those guys?
I did see them.
Those guys actually entertained me.
Yeah, they were kind of a jobber tag team, but
They're kind of like a poor man's Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Although they were much more tolerable for me than the Young Bucks.
way less bitchy.
They actually did some funny stuff with that new tag team, the rapper group. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I forget what they're called.
Funny stuff. They'll fun work. August Gray, who it was on 205 Live guy, was one of the guys they swooped up when Evolve went out of business. He went by Retro Anthony Green. He reminds me of Peter Avalon from AEW.
Don't know much about him.
Yeah. Singh Brothers, you said it. Let's go there.
Yeah, they'll be fine. You could see them in AEW really easily. Like
Maybe.
I said,
I think AEW has
TNA maybe.
AEW is the opposite of WWE right now. I feel like AEW has too many tag teams, and it's still like Jesus
Yeah, but
Christ.
they just came out with 6-man tag team belts now.
True,
So,
that's true.
I mean,
Good
you
call.
put Daivari with the Singh brothers, and there's your 6-man tag.
This is the one that hurt you the most when I hit you up on Messenger. Kurt Stallion.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of promise now. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
I liked him, but
he just came back from injury too.
I thought he had some potential, but evidently they didn't.
Kurt Stallion, welcome back. Get the fuck out, I guess.
Finally, I saw Mr. Sabatini, who's been there for like 8 million years.
Yeah. Former NFL great.
Yes. Tino.
I thought he was in AEW now, but he's that other Cesar Bononi. Remember him?
Yeah.
He's the guy in AEW
Yeah.
that did that terrible botch with Luchasaurus.
Uh-huh.
I get those two mixed up. Arturo Rujas.
Don't know him?
He barely worked at all. Just another NXT guy. This one, it pretty much seals the deal on their tenure, which two of them never did shit in the company. They just did Twitch streams. The MMA 4 horsewomen are gone except for Shayna Baszler now. Marina Shafir, Roderick Strong's wife, released.
That's going to hurt some feelings.
Jessamine Duke, the other one, was actually released in the first set. And we'll save the most depressing ones for last, at least for me. I loved the fucking gimmick of Tyler Breeze when it first came out.
Yep.
Prince Pretty. How do you fuck that up?
Vince
What do they
didn't
do?
like it.
Put him with Summer Rae, pal. Fandango, Breeze, gone.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You know
what's crazy about Fandango? He's
10
been
years ago at this time, everybody was fandangoing.
well that, and he's been there for like 14 years.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Remember when he beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania? Remember that?
Yep. He is a guy where he did get a lot of injuries, but let's be fair. 14 years. You're going to get bit by the injury bug eventually. It's going to catch up to you. The Fashion File segments are
I love that shit.
some of my favorite stuff this company's done in like the past 5 years.
Yeah. And they just quit doing it.
And you know what? They haven't done bad in NXT. I mean, they're in there with Imperium. They're
They're usually guys that are in the mix, but never really in the mix for the title.
Didn't they win the tag titles in NXT for a little bit? I'm pretty sure that happened. We're so prepared.
I'm not sure on that. I haven't got a chance to watch a whole lot of NXT in the past year or so.
But
once they took it off the network and put it on regular television, it kind of ruined it for me. So
yeah. Right around that time, like you said, Fandango beat Jericho. The Fandango dance actually went mainstream.
Yeah.
It was at sports games.
Yep.
Fucking celebrities were doing it.
I mean, this guy beat Chris fucking Jericho at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And now he's released. But just to take you back into full circle, how people are seen.
Yep. Only good when we need you in this company, pretty much. The 5 remaining guys in 205 Live: Ari Sterling,
Okay.
Asher Hale, Grayson. I'm gonna just keep going because you don't know him. Grayson Waller, Ekemen Jiro, and the Brian Kendrick, who's a producer for SmackDown. Rest in peace, 205 Live.
And the Cruiserweight champion?
Is Kushida on NXT.
So
Let's say what it is. That 205 Live should have been done at least 2 years ago. Nobody
Logan's
watches.
sad.
Logan's
sad.
I'm a little sad. It was
You
my
guys
show
used-
too,
you guys
damn it.
used to really get into it.
It used to be great when the first show first came out. You had all the bangers.
Pac running shit. King of the Cruiserweights.
King of the Cruisers. Yeah, I mean that shit should have ended 2 years ago. It's the least watched promotion. I think they drew less than Ring of Honor and MLW probably combined.
I didn't like when they had to make it their own show.
I didn't like how they. Remember when they put them in Raw for a little bit? And
Yeah.
the cruiserweights are coming,
Yeah,
and then
they
and it's
changed
like,
the ropes and
well,
all
it's
that
like to
shit.
do what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing? The same shit we could just watch on
It's.
They tried to do what Nitro did, I think.
I liked it better when they just made it part of the actual show instead of giving it its own show.
They tried to do exactly what Bischoff did with Nitro. The thing is, back in like 96, 97, when WCW first featured cruiserweights, nobody had seen that style in the U.S. before.
Yeah.
So that's why it stood out so much. When they tried to do it, flash forward 20 fucking years, that style was in the heavyweight style. Everyone's doing the dives and the 450s. That doesn't stand out anymore at all.
You look back at 205 Live and you think, who all really succeeded from that show? I mean, Cedric Alexander, he's on the main roster.
Is he a success, would you say, right now?
I mean,
he's kind of in limbo.
Former tag champ. I mean, yeah. Now he's going through...
Heidenreich was a tag champ.
He was also amazing.
He's also a road warrior.
But aside from Cedric Alexander, who was probably my favorite cruiserweight, probably still is, I love Cedric Alexander's in-ring work.
I do too, but for me, Neville was my favorite in 205 Live.
I just think Cedric Alexander's ring work is so good.
Do you remember when him and Ibushi had that match in the CWC and all the hype they had behind them and the please sign Cedric stuff?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this guy could work with a broom. Let's be honest. Him and Ricochet in a feud is like watching gold in the ring when those two get in there. That's how I like my cruiserweights. Give me my flippy dippies, give me my bridges, give me the high flyer stuff, and it all looks clean. Not botchy.
Yeah, and sprinkle that in the other weight divisions, but don't have every spot that. So it's more like, oh my god, a big guy just did what they do in the cruiserweight division. Yeah, it's a lost art. It really is.
I would really like to see them get back on board with Cedric a little bit and give him a chance. Same thing with Ricochet. I feel like they've kind of they gave Ricochet that one title shot with Brock.
Yeah.
Just as kind of a here you go.
Well, he qualified for Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And so
he's not going to win, but you know.
You look at all the upset. That was probably one of the better Raws they've had.
I agree. You know why? You know why? Because every match had incentive. Every match had a reason for you to invest.
Other than them having to be fucking rematches of matches that we've already seen.
Right. But someone's on the line at least.
Yeah.
You know?
It was nice to see a guy like Ricochet get in.
And I didn't hate the ending either with Lashley beating Xavier so Kofi could watch.
Yep.
It is the best role they've done in a while, but that's kind of low-hanging fruit.
Well, and now we don't have to worry about Drew because Drew's not going to be in Money in the Bank.
Thank God they ended that program.
Not that I don't want Drew to be good. I think he needs something else to do.
I want him to work other fucking people, just not Bobby.
Can we go with somebody else, please?
Yeah. Agree.
But yeah, there's 205 Live. Rest in peace. You were fun while you lasted, sort of.
Was the nail in the coffin when Enzo won the belt? And that's when everyone was like, fuck this, we're out.
I didn't see anything wrong with it, to be honest.
Right. I don't know if I hated it.
He was the most over guy in that division.
It's true. But then again, that's their fault too, because they never did personality profiles or vignettes to get to know that. It was just go out there and wrestle. And Neville was great in WWE, but I don't think he ever got to really show his full potential on the microphone. No. A little bit.
I thought he was very bland on the microphone while he was in WWE, to be honest.
Because they weren't his words.
Yeah.
That's
But Enzo, obviously, he did more merch. He was, more over as far as name-wise. That's why they put the belt on. I'm sorry.
No, you're not wrong.
It offended people like Neville who had worked to build that division, and rightfully so.
Yep.
But as a business owner, I'm putting the strap on somebody who's going to put the butts in the seats.
Yeah.
So
cheap.
Say what you want about Hulk Hogan. He was not a great worker.
People miss that, and we're guilty of it. Just because we complain about things. I mean,
Steve Austin in WWE was not after 1997. Was not a great worker.
Not since the injury with the neck. You and I want our wrestling to make sense, and we want it to be good. But you and I are smart enough to know that this company, we know what to expect. This is entertainment. This is corporate wrestling. It's only going to get so good.
If you buy it, that's who they'll put on TV.
Yeah. It's not for us. It's for a young demographic. The problem is kids aren't even watching this shit now because it's just gotten so... I mean, yes, it's bad television. I think it's more repetition than it's bad. The same goddamn matches. It's going to be Charlotte and Rhea Ripley again, and I like both of those women. Why?
It boils down to this, Travis, and I'll make it simple. We can sit here and complain all we want about why certain people are on TV and why certain people aren't. The only thing WWE is going to look at is ratings and merch sales. Mm-hmm. That's how they decide what they're going to do. Now, if we really love Cedric Alexander and Ricochet that much, then we need to go buy their shit. You know what I mean? You need to go buy... I guarantee if they got a sale of 1 million Ricochet shirts. I bet you're going to see that motherfucker on TV a lot
yeah,
more.
Yeah, they're not
You
going
know
to
what
make
I
him
mean?
the face of the company, but
No,
he'd be
but-
winning a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what they look at.
which is
You know what I
what's
mean?
so confusing to what they did with Wyatt. He was the number one merch seller, and they just goddamn the Goldberg shit. Like, well, I mean, we can get there if you want because he hasn't been hurt at all.
Roman Reigns. I mean, Roman Reigns is the number one heel in the company, probably still the number one merch seller.
He's got cool merch right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, even when he was a babyface, you could hate him all he wants. But
Yeah.
guess what? Those kids were buying them fucking vests like they were going out of style.
them fucking vests.
$70 for that motherfucker.
Really?
Every parent's worst nightmare.
Was it really 70
I think
bucks?
it was like $50 or $60 for one of
Jesus
those fucking
Christ.
vests. But yeah.
Cheap plug on the channel. You guys can go back a couple years ago. We went to the vlog, the house show in Hershey,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. How much Enzo merch, Amore merch did we see there?
Jesus
That
Christ.
was what, 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My stepson had one. He
There
had
you
an
go.
Enzo wig.
He had the wig.
Yep.
They made a fucking wig for the guy, Tom.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's 205 Live. What I would say what a run, but what fart, I guess. I'm sure these guys. What?
Wet farts turn into runs.
Raw gives me the runs. That's all I got really before we go to break. Unless there's anything, if we come back, we got tons of questions to get in and all that stuff. Unless there's anything else you want to tackle.
Not that I can think of, no.
That's it. Slam Pigs podcast. Good to be back with you, Michael. How it used to be, the old school style Q&A coming up from the break. Yeah, stick around.
We'll be back. We are back live here on the Slam Pigs podcast. I am Mike the Slam Pig, as always, alongside Travis. Travis, we've gotten all the sad stuff out of the way, all the future endeavors. Now let's get into some good shit. Let's get into some virtual, interactive shit. Some shit with our listeners.
Went to you guys, bringing it back how it used to be in the beginning. Q&A. Haven't done one of these in years.
Our first question tonight, Travis, comes from Lucas
Hackett, one of the most dedicated viewers on the channel. Loves everything we put out.
Thank you, Lucas, for your question. We'll do our best to answer it. Travis, what is it?
Guys, if you were to book Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega in the near future, who would win and how would you book the finish? It's toughy. Here's my.
Would it be title for title?
He didn't say. Didn't specify. And I was going to ask you, would it be heel versus heel?
Yeah.
Would you make it heel versus heel? Would a guy turn at the end? I don't know.
I think for me, it's a great question. Thank you, by the way. I think they're two totally different heels. I don't like that. I've never liked the heel versus heel.
Yeah.
I'd like it more if Kenny Omega was the babyface and Roman was the heel, because Roman as a heel as opposed to Kenny as a heel. Roman is
David
more,
and Goliath.
Yeah, Roman is more of the dominant, like
Alpha.
dominant heel that doesn't need dirty tactics to win. Kenny Omega, as dominant as he's been on his run as the belt collector and all that stuff, I think he uses more heelish tactics, needs a little more help to get by. So I don't like the heel versus heel, but Kenny Omega as the babyface with everybody behind him, he could get that Daniel Bryan kind of fucking, the people are clamoring for it. And Kenny Omega, I mean, let's make no mistake, Kenny Omega is one of the best workers in the world when he's on.
Right.
You give these guys 40 minutes, I think it would be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think Roman as the dominant heel is just going to be too much for Kenny Omega. He's going to outlast him. I think he beats him clean. 1, 2, 3 in the ring, stands over him, and really has the validity and the right to say who else is left.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I like Roman as the heel versus Kenny as a babyface. I think Roman goes over clean. Kenny keeps coming back though. I don't think it hurts Kenny in the long run. Maybe he does get another shot at it down the line, and if it really, really means something, I wouldn't be opposed to Kenny Omega going over either.
Right.
Travis, what do you think?
I love it. I would. That's one of the options I would do. I guess since I won't carbon copy what you did, I would do a double turn by the end of this. I would have him go into this exactly like you did. I think Omega pulls the wool over everybody's, and he ends up cheating to beat Roman. You have a little Bullet Club interference there. And then, not just cap it off, there's Samoans in the Bullet Club in Japan, right? You got Tamatonga.
Yep.
What are they? Los Guerreros. Fucking Gorillas of Destiny. Him and Haku's son. I think you make the Usos turn on Roman too.
Oh, shit.
You have Roman's boys turn their back. Because let's cut the shit. All the shit they're teasing on TV, they're going to be a stable. It's coming.
Yeah.
And that should have been, we've said that for years.
Yeah.
Make that a heel stable. They all turn their back on Roman, and then you got this lone wolf vigilante ass kicker. You got a reason to get behind him again, and always make it the cocky Roman we're getting now. It should be, if they ever turn him face again, the same way.
Keep him with Heyman.
As a face?
Yeah.
Is that possible as a face?
Brock was a face with Heyman.
Was he?
Yeah.
Against who? Roman Reigns?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, everyone's a face against face Roman.
Yeah, but I think it would be very ironic to have him with Heyman and be a babyface. Right. I would like it. Then when Paul Heyman does your spiel and everybody sings along with it, it's because he's a babyface. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it organically could happen that way, to where Heyman's with still the dominant ass kicking guy, but he doesn't have to be a heel about it.
And I'm not saying make this an every week thing. You run this a couple months down the road, Roman's finally, he can't do the lone wolf vigilante shit anymore. The numbers game is just too much, so he picks up that phone. He makes a call to his cousin in Hollywood. Who comes in?
Shit.
Who comes in for backup with Roman Reigns? There you go.
The Rock.
As a one-off. Not like The Rock's going to win the title, but that's
like
what I would
Mania
do.
Or a SummerSlam.
I agree with you. That was an excellent question. Yeah. Thank you, Lucas. We really appreciate it. Let's go to our buddy Jim from Drink a Beer, Play a Game, an old classic, an old favorite on the channel. Guys, which... Oh. Sorry. He had two, actually. Which recently released WWE superstar that AEW fans hate would they pop for the most if they joined AEW, essentially making them hypocrites? To make it harder, neither one of us can say Braun Strowman.
Oh, well, there went that one.
Yeah.
Who else got released that they hate in AEW?
It's tough. A lot of these guys are just indie darlings and good workers.
I don't think they would boo Aleister. I don't think they hate Aleister Black.
No, definitely not.
Let's see.
Arya Davari?
Yeah. I don't know why they would hate any of the other guys other than Strowman.
Yeah. It was a good question.
Even the women, like, are they going to hate Ruby Riott?
Yeah. It was a great question. It's just when we can't say Strowman, which is the obvious. You know.
I mean, that's the obvious choice, but that's pretty much the only choice. Unless there's something I missed, I don't think there's anybody that got released recently in WWE that is hated in AEW.
Yeah. But he had another question for us to salvage that. In Steve Austin's prime, in that era, what's one dream match we could have got, we never got? For me, Hulk Hogan. It would have been a terrible fucking match.
Yep.
But it's one of the ultimate dream matches of all time. The spectacle of that. Just interesting to see what year that would have been booked in, because obviously that backfired on Babyface Rock. The fans just loved the nostalgia of Hulkamania. Would that have happened with Austin? I don't know, because Austin had a different kind of fan base than The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock got very stale,
but it's not like The Rock and Hogan had some stellar match either.
Right. It was basic and it fucking worked.
I feel like Austin could have had that style of match with Hogan.
Cody Rhodes is actually going on record and say that's the greatest wrestling match of all time. Not for the work rate. Austin and, Rock and Hogan.
Yeah.
Because of how they worked the crowd. The crowd was behind every goddamn move.
Yep.
It's hard to argue that.
So, Attitude Era guy that Austin didn't work with.
Didn't have to be WWF, I'm assuming, either. It could be ECW, WCW.
I would have liked to have seen Steve Austin and Ric Flair.
We did actually, I think we got that in when Ric Flair was GM, 02.
Did we get it?
But it was a shitty match on Raw that nobody remembers.
So it would have, I guess.
Here's a good one. This is kind of like their Steve Austin at his peak.
Sting?
DDP. Diamond Cutter versus Stunner.
Sting would have been my other choice.
Sting is a good one.
Steve Austin and Babyface Sting, or even Crow Sting.
Yeah.
I like that match.
Steve Austin and the Sandman, same gimmick.
Yeah.
Terrible fucking match.
That would be awful.
Yeah.
But I could see Sting and Steve Austin having a pretty fucking good match. Because Sting could work well into his 40s and some into his 50s, I guess. But I would have liked the dynamic probably more if it was Crow Sting. You know,
Oh yeah.
not Blonde Sting. Obviously, because Austin's gimmick just would tear up Sting as a blonde babyface. But you have Austin with his beer. You have Sting, who doesn't even really need to talk. He just stands there with his bat. I think it would sell itself.
I think the other obvious choice is Lodi from WCW. Next question from our boy Mike. Goes by Mike also, another Mike. Colonel Fancy.
Pick another name, pal.
And this one hits close to home, actually. It's gonna provide a cheap plug for us and all that. How's about, guys, what's your favorite wrestling house show experience? And it's actually on the channel for me.
Yeah, probably the one we went to a couple years ago.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Hershey, Pennsylvania. We got to see, it was like WrestleMania, what was it called? Like the Road to WrestleMania house show?
The theme park one in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that wrestling. It was like a month before that. It was also when Finn Balor had been gone for a while with injury, and they were low-key bringing him back on house shows.
Yep.
And we were there. He wasn't advertised.
Nope.
It was Finn and Jinder.
Yep, Finn Jinder. But, yeah, that was a great time. We got to take the kiddies. We got to have a good time. It wasn't a long drive. It wasn't a WrestleMania long show.
No.
But we even had a good main event. I think it was Roman and Braun.
Tables match.
In a tables match or something. Yeah. Or it was a no DQ match, something like that.
I just remember when we first got there, that like family in front of us. And we were filming and trying to be assholes. And they were just so like, these fucking dicks.
Yep.
But guys, go check it out. Cheap plug. It's on the channel. He also asked, worst house show experience. I don't think I've had a bad house show experience.
I went with one of my exes years ago. And it wasn't a good experience. One, because she wasn't really into wrestling. She had gotten me the gift for Christmas or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We had floor seats, which was cool. I'd never had like floor seats to a show before.
Yeah.
For a wrestling show. But it turned out not being that cool because when you have floor seats, if you're not in the first couple rows,
Can't see shit.
Can't fucking see a goddamn thing. I remember it was back. Shawn Michaels was still working. He worked Randy Orton that night. I think that was the co-main. And I was in a section around nothing but like 8 to 10-year-old children.
Was that like...
I want to say it was like 08, something like that.
Because a certain roommate of mine went to the same house show.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, yeah.
You just didn't know you were there.
Yeah, I remember I think that was the co-main or whatever, and just to be a dick, and I was just getting annoyed by everything. Like, I just cheered for every fucking heel that came out to the point where all the kids were staring at me. Why is he cheering all the bad guys?
Because at house shows, let's be honest, there's no smart fans. It's all families.
But that's how bad the memory is for me of that house show, because that's what I remember. I don't remember anything about the matches.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that other stuff. Yeah. I just remember trying to annoy these little shits that were sitting around me and just not having a good time.
I really wish we were doing the show at the time, because I just remembered it's a tie for my favorite, the TNA house show we went to at our local theater.
That wasn't bad.
That was very close knit.
Yeah.
Fucking guys ran through the crowd. It was like straight up like a theater, like a stand up comedy. Samoa Joe acknowledged us.
He did.
Literally looked right at us and basically pointed. We were the only guys chanting Joe. We got to meet Don West, fucking Earl Hebner.
Yep.
All those guys. That was a fun time and dirt cheap.
Got screwed out of getting taken backstage because I was a little upset about that.
That was actually TNA at its peak, too.
We had people pointing at us for them to put us backstage, and they still just picked 2 random skanks.
Yeah, random skanks. That just was like the most 2 energetic fans get to go backstage.
Get to go backstage for free and all that
Those
stuff.
chicks were plants, I guarantee you.
Yeah, literally. They were just trying to get...
But no, I really wish we were doing this then. I wish I could have that filmed for just the memory of that show. And it's so crazy. My apartment was, 3 blocks up? And we just walked down.
A long time ago, actually, remember, South Hagerstown High School. We got to meet Bam Bam Bigelow at a house show.
96.
Yeah, we got to...
That was Clear Spring.
Yep. Oh, you're right.
The South High one was Terry Funk.
Yep.
Or something.
We've been to a lot more house shows than we realized, but I remember as kids, I think I still have that picture somewhere of you and I and Bam Bam Bigelow. I think it's in one of my storage boxes. I have to look for it.
With my bowl cut.
I think I had one as well.
Last question from one of the most notorious Love him or hate him, more people hate him than not. He's all right with me. DJ Storms. And I cannot wait for one day you and him to get on a show together. Because talk about oil and water. Nice guy off air. But on air, he goes to the beat of his own drum. He
likes to go into business for himself, is what you're saying.
He resembles that remark. But so do you.
So, I don't know if you really want that.
This might be the most loaded question we'll ever get in the future, in the past, then now forever, then now future endeavored. Guys, who is the best possible person to defeat all the current champions in WWE now? And I double checked with him what exactly that meant. Every title holder in WWE currently. We're going to go down the list.
Main roster?
Just main roster,
okay.
Thankfully. We're going to go down the list. This might be a 20-minute answer, but we're going to do it.
It's going to be a while.
Start from the top. Who is the guy to beat Roman Reigns, Michael?
Whew. Right now, on SmackDown,
I don't think the guy's on SmackDown right now. I think the guy's about to debut on SmackDown.
I don't see anybody right now. With Roman's momentum, I don't think it would be right to have anybody beat him right now.
So there's a lot of reports that two title holders in NXT worked a dark match at SmackDown last week.
Oh, yeah? This is where you're going with it?
That's where I'm going with it. This is the biggest money match I feel like they could do for Mania next year. If they keep him the way he is now, which apparently they're not. They've already changed his entrance on the test runs and the house shows. You can't mess with Karrion Kross and Roman Reigns. I don't think you do heel versus heel with that. I think you make Kross like the anti-hero. It's fucking money. God damn. And a lot of people don't like Karrion Kross, and I don't know why. Is it because he's not a young buck? Or he's like, I don't get it. This guy has everything.
I'm not crazy about his work. I don't think he's a bad worker. Like I said, I think he's an average in-ring worker. I like him on the microphone. Obviously, he has a lot of eye-catching appeal. Not just him, but the stunning young lady that he has with him.
Yeah. The smoke show.
He has a great build. He's intense. He's believable. I mean, I could see it. But as of right now, yeah, like I said, I don't even think he would have the right to beat Roman Reigns for the title right now. The only person I could see doing it would be Brock Lesnar.
Right.
If we had to do it. If we had to do it right now,
yeah,
I would have that at WrestleMania. Or no, I would have that at SummerSlam. I'd have Brock come back, put Paul Heyman in the little love triangle. And I think I'd have Heyman help cost Reigns the belt and go back with Lesnar.
Turn Roman to come back to Mania.
Yep.
But don't change Roman.
Yeah, you don't have to change him, but
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you even take the Usos with him if you wanted to. They're in Brock's corner now because they're tired of getting bossed around by Roman.
Yeah.
And you build it for WrestleMania where Roman's like, y'all didn't like me telling you what to do? Well, that's good. Now I don't need to tell you what to do. I don't have to worry about any of you anymore. Now you have to worry about me. And then Roman gets his win back at Mania, and all is well in the world.
I think the problem with both the top champions in this company right now is they haven't bothered to make anybody. And I think that's why this is such a hard question.
They've fed everyone to Roman, too, on this run, which is kind of sad.
Good and bad. I think it's more bad than good, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's not even about guys they fed to Roman, but as far, like, Cesaro just main evented Roman, and right back down the mid-card he goes now.
Yep.
You know?
Back with Rollins in a stale feud that nobody wants to watch.
And let's cut the shit. You said it before on the show. That was just incentive to get Cesaro to re-sign. Hey, we'll push you for a little bit.
I like Cesaro, though. I
do, too. Hell of a match that was.
I really wish they would have kept him with Heyman.
Yeah. Because God knows Cesaro cannot talk. God bless him. No. I'm sorry.
But work rate? Jesus Christ. The guy's been doing it for a long time, too. He's a guy that never gets mentioned in that Ring of Honor group either.
Yeah.
So
there's one more guy. God, it would take a lot of work. I know he doesn't connect the dots with you, but there is a possibility they could salvage Nakamura somehow. But is it just too late, right?
It's too late.
Yeah. Anything's possible. Let's go to the other side. Bobby Lashley, Michael.
He's going to beat a BB.
A BB, take it. Stu Hart. No.
Okay. I'll let you go first this time, Travis.
I don't want to cop out and do another NXT call-up. But I feel like Balor's coming to the main roster. I think you could go the David and Goliath. That's a scenario.
We saw that match at WrestleMania.
Look,
The squash, too. Balor squashed him.
Here's what I really want to happen. I don't think... Is it too late with this guy? The Fiend. comes back, babyface. The thing with The Fiend is, though, he doesn't need a fucking belt. He really doesn't.
No, and that's my thing with people that, were so upset about him losing to Goldberg and stuff. Yeah, I didn't like him losing to Goldberg.
Yeah.
But The Fiend is one of those guys like The Undertaker that you really shouldn't have to put a belt on him to make him relevant or make him, stand out.
But when you fail to make new stars, you find yourself backed in the corner with this. And you find yourself having options of this guy doesn't need a belt, but goddamn, look, who are we going to put it on? Fucking Bobby Roode, also, like, you know what I mean? Like, Christ.
The guy for me that I'd like to see beat Bobby Lashley is not on Raw, but I've heard in the upcoming draft that they're going to have, there's a good possibility that he'll be coming back to Raw. Big E. I like Big E.
Yeah.
Continuing that singles momentum onto Raw. He can be on the same show with the New Day and not be the New Day.
And the pieces are in place now because
Correct,
Lashley's...
'cause
Kofi isn't beating Lashley.
No.
Let's cut the shit.
I'd like to see him go through Kofi, and then...
a good call.
Then he's got one left, and that's Big E.
He was another guy that I kind of thought about saying for Roman, but they're not going to make this big run for Roman. I mean, all respect to Big E, just to lose to Big E.
Yep.
They haven't done enough to make him a serious threat.
Yep.
He's had some good matches and blah, blah, blah. But.
And Bobby's been a pretty dominant champion as well. He's had to use a little more heelish tactics, though, to get his wins.
Best entrance in the business right now.
I do like it. I love the aspect of MVP. Would have liked it if they would have kept him with Shelton and Cedric, but...
What a boneheaded decision.
Yeah, I like that whole stable, but I don't think Bobby necessarily needs to have those two along. But yeah, my pick, it's kind of a dark horse pick, but I could see it being Big E coming in to get retribution for his friends and finally getting that big singles push to make him main event level.
I like it.
And now you have a new star.
I like it.
Who doesn't like Big E, by the way, on the microphone?
Guy's got everything, too. He really is a total package.
He can do comedy. He
Underrated
can do serious.
worker for a bigger guy.
Really good. He's former Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
I like Big E as the guy.
Sheamus, U.S. title. They love their open challenges, don't they, in this company?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The guy to beat Sheamus right now,
Ricochet? It's got to be, right?
it could be Ricochet, or it could be a guy like even like a Jeff Hardy or something. I could see winning the U.S. belt just as a mid-card babyface.
Yeah.
That'll get you some ticket sales.
I really wish
nostalgic.
they'd remember that Jeff Hardy's the main eventer.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
God damn.
I think he's still got... you can tell he's lost a step in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still good enough to get in there and hold a mid-card belt.
I think a lot of that is trust issues.
Well,
The
can you
victory
blame
road
him?
and...
Yeah.
No, I can't blame him.
How many times has he been suspended? So, but Jeff Hardy would probably be my easy pick. Like, he's not really doing anything. He's a relevant name for Sheamus to face. I know Sheamus is trying to build up these other guys like Ricochet and Humberto Carrillo.
Jeff Hardy's a household name, though.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy, can sell merch, put butts in seats, give him a belt. I think he'd be fine to carry it for a while.
All your answers are the same as mine on that. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Humberto Carrillo, I guess. Apollo Crews, Michael.
The guy to beat Apollo Crews right now, I'd say
Mr. Boogers? Boogs? Boogs?
Boogie Nights.
Night Panther?
That is a good idea, though. I could see Shinsuke beating him with Boogs in the background. Getting a little distraction there.
What a name.
But-
What a name change. We're going to call you Boogers. Get out there, Booger Man. His gimmick that he does for the Old Spice commercials is actually better than his actual gimmick, I feel like. It's Night Panther.
But he's now just the guitar player for Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
But
Hell of a guitar player.
what the hell? Let's go Shinsuke. Shinsuke wins the IC belt. He's now King Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke with boogies. It's a hell of a fucking name.
The Boogie Woogie Man.
Oh, God. But, Travis, who you like to win the IC belt?
Oh, man, this is tough because, once again, who the fuck's there? Dominic Mysterio. I'm just kidding. Probably Shinsuke.
It was either Shinsuke or Kevin Owens for me.
Owens is on a sabbatical. Is that a step back for Owens?
The Intercontinental title?
Yeah.
No.
No? I guess that's fair enough.
I mean, he's kind of stale right now. He's not doing much. I mean, I could see you putting him with Apollo and having to get through Aziz and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I really liked him in his feud with Shane McMahon, to be honest. I thought it was Stone Cold-esque.
Yeah.
Against the establishment. Then he started using the stunner. Then it kind of came like, do we have to use that move now too?
He did get the blessing.
Yeah.
He did ask. But doesn't mean he should use it.
Then it kind of went from I really like this angle to now I feel like they're copy and pasting.
I do miss the pop-up powerbomb as his finish.
And I've always liked Kevin Owens more as a heel than as a babyface.
Yeah.
But I could see him getting the belt off of Apollo and turning heel somewhere down the line and being that guy that you want to hate.
Yeah.
So both of those would be good picks for me.
Bianca Belair, Michael. By the way, when I watched WrestleMania, I said it on the post show, the women's title matches both respectively each night reminded me of WrestleMania 21 when Batista and John Cena was like ushering in the new era.
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of. Both of these reigns have sucked all the dicks. Rhea Ripley has no identity. I don't know what the fuck she's supposed to be. And Bianca Belair, they've just booked her to be so... She's had great matches with Bayley, but the dialogue has been so fucking boring. And that you can tell that's not who she really is. And let's cut the shit with Bianca Belair. What redeeming qualities as a babyface does that woman have? She's cocky like Sasha Banks.
She's current. That's what makes her, I guess, popular. She's current. She has a way that she speaks that is definitely relatable to younger audiences.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the easiest choice right here that I've had so far. Sasha Banks.
You just keep
Bring Sasha back. Sasha's
hot
gonna,
potato with the belt.
Sasha's going to get her win back, maybe to the point where it makes Bianca have to turn heel. She's going to have to cheat to beat her.
But then Sasha's a babyface again. And I loathe that fucking woman. And I don't want to cheer Sasha Banks. She's a horrible babyface.
I'm not saying that Sasha keeps it.
Okay.
It's just by the end of this feud, maybe you get Bianca Belair as the champ as a heel. Okay. So and then Sasha goes on. Maybe they become a stable.
We've also got a draft
They
coming
call
up.
themselves the bad bitches. Whatever they want to call themselves. But
what do you feel about people like Liv Morgan? You think Liv Morgan's improved worthy enough to...
I just don't think she's good enough in the ring yet.
I feel like... I mean, she has improved.
Yeah.
But...
She's kind of in there like Mandy Rose with me. I don't see either one of them ever being viable title challengers.
You think...
Until they really, really improve in the ring.
You know who I think's improved the most out of all the women in that company? Carmella. In ring.
Yeah.
She nails her character now.
Yeah.
She's got that Sable vibe to her. It's like if Sable could work.
I'd like to see her on Raw in that division more than I do on SmackDown. I think she's kind of lost on SmackDown right now. But
Rhea, the Nightmare Ripley. I don't know why I announced her like a boxer, but...
yeah, like you said, the bloom's kind of off the rose with her. I was excited for it, but I feel like they kind of rushed it without a plan on what she's going to do afterwards. Mm-hmm. This feud with Charlotte has just been dragging. I mean, to the point where now we're making up rules to disqualify people.
That was terrible, by the way. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Just goes to show you once again who's writing this shit. Who else even? Fucking give me Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler. One of them.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Shayna Baszler. I mean,
they've got Shayna Baszler in this bullshit feud with Alexa Bliss. I mean, I guess you could say Alexa Bliss too could be the one to beat her, but I
don't want that.
I don't like I like some of the gimmick with Alexa Bliss,
it's
but
too much now.
Some of it's a little hokey for me.
Yeah.
But I like Alexa Bliss as more of a serious ass kicker heel. The only problem I have with that is Alexa Bliss is like this big. Yeah. So it's really hard to see her as somebody like with the way she got the win over Baszler and stuff. Like, how weird did that look to you?
It did.
Like, we all know if those two got in an altercation backstage, Shayna Baszler would have Alexa Bliss in a puddle of her own blood within probably 30 seconds.
Oh, every woman backstage, not named Asuka, probably. I think the obvious answer will probably be to, you can fix Shayna Baszler. It's not too late. Make her that killer heel again. She's 400-day run as NXT champion.
Yeah.
Reduced to this? Wow, I'd walk. To quote DJ on his question on his show, he says Shayna Baszler should walk. I don't know if I disagree with him. Man.
I mean, that's the company that made her.
Well, so. she got to start in Shimmer, technically. I'm doing quoties, guys.
Yeah.
I think the other obvious choice, the woman who never lost the belt, Becky Lynch comes back. But then again, you bring her back just to beat Rhea Ripley. Does that hurt your new upstart champion? Do you do that? How do you book that?
Like I said, that would make sense with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss takes the belt, then she loses to Becky. You know what I mean? Becky doesn't give a fuck about your mind games. You know what I mean? Becky will find a way to beat you.
Yeah.
I think they are planning that soon, by the way. I think Becky's coming back.
Shooting for SummerSlam, maybe?
Hopefully, we'll see. That takes care of the women. Now we go to the tags.
Well, I warned you guys. What a loaded question. God damn it. Little intermission. The belts that shouldn't even exist anymore. Throw them in the fucking trash. The women's tag team champions. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Right now, your champions, if you haven't been watching, are Natalia and Tamina. That's their team name.
Linda and Stephanie. Fuck it. Who cares? I don't care.
Can we dig up Moolah and Mae Young and have them come out with the belts? It'd be believable for me.
This is going to go back to the first half of this episode, and I'm sorry I got to do this. It infuriates me that we see all these talents who are like an Aleister Black, Tony Nese, all these fucking guys and gals. Ruby Riott should have at least won the belt once, I feel like, right? There was something there.
But to pick somebody from here, it's not going to be anybody on the main roster. I'm going down to NXT. I'm going with Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai.
Or you could even go Shotzi and Ember, maybe.
Yeah, if you wanted to. I would go with either one of those would be fine with me. I think I like the Gonzalez and Dakota Kai thing a little bit more than Ember and Shotzi just get on my fucking nerves.
Shotzi gets on my nerves.
Like, you're supposed to be a babyface.
Stop howling!
Why are you so annoying?
Stop!
Yes. Can you please get off the Adderall? But Jesus Christ. I would like to see Tamina and Raquel Gonzalez go at it as that powerhouse part. And then you have the technicians.
Half of that's all right.
You have the technicians with Dakota Kai and Natalia in there. I think it would mesh well. And I would bring those two up. Obviously, you got to get the belt off of Gonzalez before you bring her up. But I wouldn't have a problem with seeing that happen.
Well,
Get me some fresh blood up here.
Yeah, it's going to happen this draft. It has to. Their roster is just depleting more and more and more. What I was going to say, though, is all these talented guys and gals are getting released, yet somehow, every fucking year, 2 names on this goddamn roster just somehow miss the radar. These can't-miss prospects. My God, Tamina and Nia Jax remain on the roster every year, and if you're not telling me it's fucking nepotism, you don't have a brain. There is no reason Nia Jax should be on any wrestling roster. She's fucking... I've never seen someone not named Bastion Booger or fucking Nails or any of those guys get worse, progressively worse, year after fucking year after fucking... Same with Tamina. Tamina has never been good, even when she was young. This woman's 40. Natalia's 40. Have you seen enough of Natalia, or do you think that young upstart's got more? Why the fuck is she still on TV? Christ.
She should have been in a backstage role a long time ago.
But like a Betty Phoenix, or, you know...
Just call her Betty.
I did. Well, that's what she calls herself on Twitter. It's Betty Phoenix. Who cares? Who are the Raw Tag Team champs? Because I have no fucking clue, actually.
It's AJ Styles and Omos.
Who beats those guys? Is it another Who Cares?
Yeah, like, at this point... I mean, who are they feuding with right now? I think they're feuding with... They're going to get... Actually, give me some RK Bro. That's who I want to win those belts.
That's where they are going.
Yeah, give me Riddle and Orton. And then eventually they get the belts back because we all know Orton's going to turn on Riddle. And that's just the way it's going to be. Although I'd love to see Riddle turn heel. But...
Yeah.
You're going to see what you're going to see in WWE. We're going to have another fucking turn for Randy Orton because we can't go a year without have him do a heel turn or a babyface turn.
The new Big Show.
Yeah, it's literally exhausting. But yeah, that's who I want to see. I want to see RK Bro win the belts, and then I want to see a turn down the line, and then I want to see them feud because, let's be honest, the matches that they've had together...
Pretty good.
Fucking really good.
Really good.
I love Riddle. I think he's one of the most underrated talents on the roster.
Me too. I think it's a shame.
I don't like the gimmick.
Yeah, and that's not his fault.
No. I'd like to see him be a little more serious.
Matt Riddle, when he was in MLW and like on the Indies, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Christ.
I'd like to see him more of a serious ass-kicking gimmick. But other than that, I think that's basically your only choice right now.
So I just got my rant in. Actually, my second rant of the episode. Let's go to the Blue Brand. Their current World Tag Team Champions.
Jesus Christ. You want to talk about fucking nepotism? Please, Travis, let's talk about fucking nepotism.
Dominic and
Because
Rey
for some
Mysterio.
reason, we got a fucking boy on TV holding a tag team title that looks like he's fucking 16 years old and never seen a goddamn gym before. He looks like a created wrestler that a 16-year-old kid made on a WWE video game.
He looks
Random fucking weird tattoos.
Yeah.
Weird-ass fucking attire. He looks like he's never been in a wrestling ring in his life
He
or
looks
a
like
gym.
when you hit randomize on Creative Wrestler.
He's one of them. Dominic fucking Mysterio is on my television every fucking week. Now, you tell me why that is, Travis. Is it because of his talent?
Next, Dwayne Johnson.
Is he that guy? Is he the fucking blue chip, can't miss prospect? Because, I mean, the physique is phenomenal. The way he talks on a microphone, my God, that'll put some fucking butts in seats. And his in-ring work looks like he just got out of school.
What?
Literally, all he does is jump off the top rope so that somebody will catch him.
It's true. I mean, to be fair,
When your 45-year-old fucking old father has to carry your tag team matches because you can't keep up as a 22-year-old or whatever because you're not good enough, tell me what's wrong here. Tell me why Dominic Mysterio has a fucking job.
I think that the answer to calm you down a little bit, Jesus, clapping and fucking. I think the obvious answer to take these belts off to make the ultimate heel stable in SmackDown is pretty simple. 1, 2, 3. Usos.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I just said it, but I mean, I know you thought the same thing. The Usos.
It's not going to happen, though.
Really?
From what I've read, it's not in the near future plans.
Otis and Gable. Otis looks fucking weird now. My God.
He looks like Lex Luger got fat.
It's like Chris,
With
Chris
that
Farley's
ponytail and
brother.
shit.
Yeah. Who does take the belts? Is it another who gives a fuck? Because these tag divisions are pathetic.
Yeah, I mean,
You go Street Profits again? No.
yes.
Do
That's
you?
who I'd go.
Okay, fair
Let
enough.
them take their belts back. I mean, they basically got moved over to a different show and immediately lost their fucking tag titles to a random fucking tag team. Rude and fucking Ziggler.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like they lost to the Usos or, somebody like that. I would love to see the Street Profits have the tag team titles on SmackDown. They are much more deserving of being on my fucking television every goddamn week.
Do we even bother with 24/7 title? Who gives a
No,
fuck?
I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah. I guess last one, I'm just going to throw the Cruiserweight title in there, even though it's technically a WWE belt.
Yeah.
Kushida just won the belt. I know the Diamond Mine just debuted with Roderick Strong as the leader. I think they're going to get Roderick Strong. That's what I would do.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, DJ Storms, for a loaded question. My God, we got it all. You got all the juice
See why
out.
a lot of people don't like you.
It's good to be back, though, man. It's really good to be doing this again. We got our rants out. We got our hatred out.
Still trying to simmer a little bit.
There's always next week. Because we're back, guys.
We
We're
are back. We are back. And guess who else is going to be back on my fucking TV next week? Guaranteed. Fucking created wrestler. Generic number 7.
Well, Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Hey, thanks guys so much for listening in once again. Sorry for the long layoff. We hope to get back into this more regularly.
Life happens.
Life happens. Shit happens. But we're glad that you guys decided to tune back in with us once again and go along with us on this new ride once again.
Yeah.
But yes, hey, keep those questions coming as well. We'll keep answering them every week. Don't forget to check me out at Mike the Slam Pig on Twitter, Slam Pigs Podcast on Facebook. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Come see us at the Hibiki TMD. Travis.
You're getting good at this.
I'm doing what I can.
Much better than Tannen. Christ.
Well, that's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Oh, come on.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. As always, the reset button. Slam Pigs Podcast. Terry Bollea bullshit. Heavy metal podcast. Everything. It's so
What's
weird.
the deal, dude?
What's the deal, man? You guys gonna go almost 2 hours on your return, dude. Not even bring up Pop Terry, dude. What's the deal?
It's just creepy.
Until then, your official Hibiki TMD merch, Union Smack.
Can we do a show with Stu Hart? Call it Stu's Adventures or something? Yeah. You can play a game with Stu.
Play the game of life.
Hey,
Do not pass go.
today we're gonna play a little Double Dragon.
Yeah. I want to be the thimble. UnionSmack.BigCartel.com, your official Hibiki TMD merch. Brand new Slam Pigs podcast t-shirts coming. New logo. New Mania theme logo.
Yeah.
Rep the boys. Rep the reset button right now. All that's available. Until next time, Slam Pigs Podcast. Michael.
Oi!